Day 21 of hiking the Appalachian Trail. I am here at the New Hampshire-Maine state border. Maine is officially behind me, which is a huge psychological win. I think breaking up this project state by state has been helpful. Maine is absolutely massive. It took me 20 days to get through it. And mile for mile, one of the hardest states on the AT. I think New Hampshire, mile for mile is harder. So this is going to be fun. But this might be more of a long form video as opposed to kind of the reels I've been posting on Instagram. Just wanted to reflect on my time in the state of Maine, the challenges that I faced, and the lessons that I have learned. As I was taking a rest day at one of the hostels, I think I was about 12 days in, I was brushing up on some local literature and came across a quote that kind of stuck with me. It has a simple spirit to it. The quote is, "Maine is a place that you don't find yourself on accident." And that's definitely the case with me. I think despite it being relatively close to where I grew up my whole life, it's not a place I ever really visited. And this was the first kind of significant amount of time I've spent in the state of Maine. And it was definitely not by accident. I think this is a place that I found what I was looking for, whether that be the physical challenge, mental clarity, that raw nature, kind of the beauty of these lands that it's hard to find in day-to-day life. And I don't take for granted the fact that these Maine lands are protected and untouched for us outdoor enthusiasts to enjoy. It was definitely a physical challenge. I think getting through that state, especially it being my first one on the trail, was very, very difficult. You had Mount Katahdin, starting out with 100 miles of wilderness on some pretty bad gear. And I went in with some fitness, but out here on the trail, it's a whole different ballgame. And then southern Maine was just brutal, but so beautiful. And I think having gotten that done, I'm really ready to face anything. Of course, we'll see what the White Mountains in New Hampshire entail. I'm under no illusions that those are going to be at all easy. But I think the past 20 days have been a reflective time where I've been, thinking about where I am at in life, where I've been and what's next. Kind of in between careers at the moment, which is why I took the time to come out here, and have definitely discerned a little bit more on that front, as well as learned a lot, not only about who I am as a person and as an athlete, but also just learning a lot of the technical and skill-based aspects of this activity of long distance hiking. How to keep warm at night, how to manage your pack weight, how to avoid injury, how to manage your water intake in a drought. There's a lot of skills that I've learned that I will carry with me, not only for the rest of this adventure, but for the rest of my life. But Maine is vast. Maine is raw. It is untouched in many places by the human hand, which is what I really appreciated about the last few weeks here. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to New Hampshire. New Hampshire has played a big role in my life, in my childhood growing up. Spent a lot of time there as a kid. Spent a little bit of time in the White Mountains, but definitely in for a big challenge as I face Mount Washington, which will be towards the beginning, and some of these other like incredibly beautiful but incredibly difficult trails in New Hampshire. Today's going to be a big day. I am, as I said, just crossed into New Hampshire going southbound. I'm hoping to reach the town of Gorham by the end of the day. That would be about a 17-mile day, which, if the terrain is, hard but not insane, I think is doable. I may have to break out the headlamp, which I am willing to do, and then take a little bit of a breather, probably tomorrow morning at least, and kind of resupply again and logistically kind of map out how I'm going to tackle this incredibly daunting White Mountains section. Absolutely the hardest section on the Appalachian Trail, no doubt about it, which I'm really excited about, but a little scared, and want to go in with a sense of preparation and confidence. So hoping to knock out today to give me a little bit of time to get ready for that.